If you are feeling super lost right now, like you just want to give up and nothing's working out, I want to validate that right now is like a really hard time for a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people absolutely struggling right now. So I think this message is timely, but this is just what's on my mind. And I want to come to you real and raw right away versus a highly produced YouTube video. No makeup, no excuses. So I want to know, do you have someone in your life who's giving you tough love? Because I think what's missing in a lot of our lives is somebody who's shooting it straight with us. Like, I really do think that for some reason, and maybe it's just me, but when people give me tough love and really tell it how it is, it gets through to me. I don't know if that's because how I was raised, by Polish immigrants, and, Europeans are pretty harsh people. I think there's a time for nurturing. I've had really nurturing like therapists and stuff, but when I really think back to who made like changes in my life, I think of people like Dave Ramsey, who like are pretty harsh with their tone. And then recently, and everyone on this channel knows, because I always use weight loss as examples for like mindset and goals and stuff, but I struggle with my weight. I've always struggled with my weight. I'm always on a diet, trying to lose weight, always exercising, trying to change eating habits, blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting because I've been able to get my weight down by doing a calorie deficit, but it always happens that I get to the goal, but then I start to lose steam. And I think the reason for that being is that I make excuses. It's like once I hit the goal and I start letting things go, a little mindless snacking, and because I'm not tracking as closely or I don't have like the wedding coming up, I kind of like lie to myself. And that's the crazy thing, is like we really do lie to ourselves about what we're actually doing, and we're complaining. I'm always complaining about my weight. But then we're not honest with ourselves about why we're not getting the result, right? And just recently, I found this woman who gives weight loss advice. I had to turn on the air conditioning. It's very hot here in Florida. She gives weight loss advice, and she started saying things that were like pretty harsh, actually, to the extent that she's been canceled off of TikTok because people think she's like promoting an eating disorder. But just hang with me real quick. She says things that are very common sense in a way that's like undeniably true. So she'll be like, you don't have to finish your whole plate. You're not a dog. Like, I don't know, just the way she's saying things, I'm like, yeah, actually, like, I don't have to overeat and then make excuses about why I have no control over food and all that stuff. Like, it just was really refreshing. And I swear, ever since I heard that advice, I like have stopped making excuses. I'm down 4 pounds in like 12 days. I'm sticking in my calorie deficit. And a lot of the excuses I made aren't there anymore. So I'll give you a prime example. When I took the last weight loss course that I did, they taught you how to track your calories, which is the only way to really lose weight, is to be in a calorie deficit. And because I'm 5'1", the calorie deficit is around like 1,300 calories, which like is low. So my mind was like, I cannot eat that few, like there's no way, I can't cut my calories that low. That's like nothing. I'll be so hungry. So I made up all these like stories in my head. And I'm like, it's impossible. Like once I like get below 1,500 calories, I start to go insane. And I've always been a really big eater. Like I can put away, like I seriously can eat like a linebacker. Like I've never met a plate of food that I can't absolutely demolish. People have made comments over the years like, wow, you ate all that? But for my size, it's not right. Like eating until you're uncomfortable isn't good. It's just a habit, right? So ever since she kind of gave me that tough love talk, I was like, okay. And I've been in my deficit, making no excuses, just doing what I have to do. Those times where I'm hungry or I'm like wanting to snack, I get anxious. Working from home is like the worst because you're just like in the pantry every time you want to procrastinate, right? But instead I'm like, no, like you don't need a snack right now. Like I'm kind of like, I hear her voice in my head giving me that tough love, and it's been so helpful. And then even just recently, like I've been having a really hard time in my freelance business, you know, like it's always just a hustle to get clients. You guys know how it is. And the rejection hurts, and the silence hurts, and losing clients hurts. It's like, you know, and I have to be honest with you, I've been spiraling and just rethinking everything, where I'm like, should I even be doing this anymore? Should I just go get a full-time job? And the marketing coach that I'm working with, her husband said to me, adapt or die. AI is here. Business has changed in this and this way. The economy is impacting this, this, and this. And it's time to either get on your big girl panties and adapt and shift and pivot, or you can just give up. And that's totally up to you, but pivot or die. And I swear I was like on the verge of giving up. And just hearing those words, I was like, it just did something for me. And I don't know why, right? So I would suggest, I think why people are probably not where they want to be is because they're so offended by harsh advice. But if you can actually like lean into that and be like, oh, like I like that they're giving it to me straight. And by the way, it's not going to be me probably. I feel like a lot of people come to me and say like, you're nice. Like, so I'm not going to be the person who's like, get off your ass and do it. But someone will, right? So it's like, do you have someone in your life who's going to shoot straight with you? Because I think one of the problems is that, like, me and my husband say this all the time with certain celebrities. I love celebrity gossip. That's my hobby. But we'll talk about a certain celebrity and be like, you can tell that that person is surrounded by yes people that just tell them everything they want to hear. Everything they do is right. Yes, queen, slay queen, you do that, you do this. You can tell. And my recommendation would be to get in a circle or a room or have an accountability buddy, someone who's actually going to shoot it straight with you, even if it's like not comfortable. So I want to share that today. If you're in a similar situation, which I think a lot of us are, times are just tough. Things have just been rough lately. So if you're feeling down, if you feel like no one's answering your pitches, if you feel like your posts aren't getting traction, don't give up. Just find a way to lift your spirits somehow, because this game is like 90% mental, believe it or not. And you know, like I hate this whole self-help industry and woo-woo, jack yourself up on motivation. It's all BS. But at the same time, it's the mindset needs to be there, right? So while I am critical of like self-help, woo-woo mindset, because people act like, you know, you can just manifest $1 million. At the same point, you do have to be a little bit delulu, and you do have to have that mindset. So find someone who's going to give you some tough love, some harsh truth, and who's going to shoot it straight, regardless of whether you're offended or not. And let me know how that works for you. Bye.